is Miss Olivia Soul, and she's delighted us with her piano music tonight. You guys are really lucky because I've been over there singing alone. You didn't have to hear it. My name is Tyann Dietz, and I'm the president of the Lufkin Education Foundation. I'm so honored to be here tonight, and I'm honored to welcome you all to the Panthers of Prestige Academics Award Ceremony. Tonight we're here to celebrate the achievements of our top 20 students and the teachers they selected who have gone beyond and above to inspire them and educate them with such excellence. And I'm telling you, these kids here tonight will remember those teachers forever. The foundation board members would like to begin tonight by giving a big thank you to our premier signature sponsor, and that is Linebarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson. Mr. James Guest is one of our board members, and he's here tonight, and he is with that organization. James, would you stand for a moment, please? These are our big donors, and every year James and his law firm step up and very generously support this foundation. And they do that because they have a real, true commitment to seeing that the kids at LISD get a wonderful education. And we thank you. I'll also ask you later in the evening to look at the back of your book at other sponsors who helped make this night possible and many of our events as we go throughout the year. With that, I'm going to introduce to you Bercy McMullen. She is the executive director of the foundation, and she makes it all happen. Thank you.
Thank you again for being here tonight. Maybe some of you here are not familiar with the Education Foundation. The Lufkin Education Foundation is a nonprofit whose mission is to provide opportunities for excellence in education, to promote innovation in teaching, and to enhance the quality of education for all students in the Lufkin Independent School District. Each year, our organization awards grants to teachers for innovative projects and ideas that are not funded by the school's normal operating budget. Last year, we awarded 13 innovative teaching grants totaling over $34,000, and that was in a year where many of our our grants are submitted in the months of April, and of course, you know, from spring break, the students didn't come back to school, so there was a lot of transitioning going on there, but we still had grants that were submitted and awarded over $34,000. These funds were awarded to STEM grants, literacy, fine arts, social skills, and physical education grant initiatives. The foundation also awards grants to first-year teachers who are coming into the district with 0 years experience. These grants are given to them to help them get their rooms up and ready for their student arrival in the fall. Last year, the foundation awarded 36 first-year teacher grants. Aside from the grants, the foundation hosts a banquet each year honoring the top 20 graduating seniors and their chosen educators of influence. Due to COVID restrictions, we were not able to host a banquet this year, but we will recognize these amazing students and their educators and tonight in an awards ceremony. So at this time, if you will turn your attention to the back of the room, we welcome the 2021 top graduating seniors and their educators of influence. to Demetrius Carroll. Demetrius serves as the Chief Executive Officer for Hospice in the Pines, and she's been a long-standing member of the foundation. Demetrius will begin our program tonight by leading us in an invocation.
Good evening. What a tremendous pleasure and honor it is to recognize these distinguished men and women who have worked hard and achieved greatness, and thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate them. As we recognize our higher power, we want you to bow. Father God, we thank you for these magnificent men and women who throughout their years of education have strived for excellence. We thank you for their many achievements and all of their future endeavors, those things that they will seek to make great as they return as leaders of our communities. We thank you for their chosen educator of influence and the foundation who today has made this opportunity achievable. We thank you, seniors, for not only what you've done to enhance your homes, your parents, making proud your families, but for your hard work and your dedication. We know that you worked hard to make everything that you have become a reality. You dreamed of great things happening, and tonight we celebrate you. We know that you will be off to college, and in those days you may have challenges, but we know that the grace and mercy that is surrounded by you will make sure that you are protected day in and day out. We thank you, God, for being in our lives, lifting us up, and making sure that we every day are a part of your world, a part of your life. We want to acknowledge not only your love, but the sacrifice that you have given us. For you have given us your greatest gift, and that gift is love. Love can be found 310 times in the word that has given us 66 books. And tonight, we celebrate not only the milestones, the achievements, the excellence, and the behaviors of true dedication, but we also recognize this great institution. Lufkin, you make us proud by having one of the most great institutions, Lufkin ISD. Thank you for the administration, thank you for the teachers, and everyone who has made tonight possible. And most of all, we thank you for the wonderful graciousness of making sure that these young men and women really, they continue to rise to the top. May you be blessed in every way. Amen, and God bless you. Tonight, we are here because of the endowment of these men and women. Young leaders, not only of today, but also of tomorrow. And one that will grant us her presence is another one of those seniors who will be studying musical theater in Manhattan because she too had a dream that her future would be on Broadway. So at this time, please help me welcome Lufkin ISD High School Senior Choir Student Emma Carlisle, who will present us, Emma, with the performance of Corner of the Sky.
Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I
honored to have you with us tonight. At this time, we are going to recognize our valedictorian and our salutatorian. We know they have not only worked hard, but they are too a part of the excellence of Lufkin High School. Our valedictorian, if you would please rise, Taha Nazir. And our salutatorian, Yusuf Mir. Thank you both. Our graduates have been asked to choose their educator, one who has made a positive influence on their lives during their classroom activities, and tonight they are here to celebrate this wonderful event with them. The educator of influence was surprised at the moment that they recognized they were selected. And we tonight will celebrate in that surprise by, if you would, direct your attention to the screens to see this wonderful video put together by Mr. Chris Flanagan, one of our board of directors, in the surprise of a lifetime, our educators of influence. Thank you, students.
Kate Carr, and I chose Thomas Hungerford as my educator at Influence. And I chose him because last year the whole COVID pandemic went on and I did virtual learning, and he was one of the more interesting teachers I had virtually, and he made my senior year, more fun than what it would have been if I hadn't had him. It would have been boring. And he influenced me to do computer science, so I'm majoring in computer engineering at Texas A&M. And he was a big influence on that decision as well. Hi, Mr. Hungerford. Nice meeting you in person.
Yeah.
I chose you as my educator of influence.
Okay.
Here's the invite to the dinner.
Thank you, sir.
And I chose you because you made my senior year, interesting, even though I was at home virtually. And you made computer science very interesting and fun.
Hi, I'm Mia Zuniga. I chose Miss Youngman. She's been amazing for me for the past 4 years in the STEM Academy, and I'm so glad I met her and moved over here. And so she's amazing.
Oh my goodness! We were in here gabbing. Oh my goodness, Mia. Now we're kind of a house divided because I'm a Aggie and you're going to UT. And I still love you.
Here you go.
I'm gonna cry. You're so sweet.
I am Nate Eubanks. My educator influence was Miss Powell. I really liked her class, and she did a lot for me in terms of liking English and analyzing literature, and overall just getting me through the 11th grade. Yes.
Nate! Thank you, Katie. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
I don't
so
know.
much.
Hi, my name is Morgan Wagnon. I chose Mr. Willis as my educator of influence because he's always just been more than a teacher to all of his students. He cares about us more than just teaching us science, and he's always just been there for me when I needed someone. So, yeah. Hey! So, you're my educator of influence.
Oh, thank you so
And
much.
you get to come to a party now.
Yay, parties!
Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
welcome.
That's wonderful. So, I maybe went to Baylor.
I don't know if he likes Baylor.
I know, it's possible.
Maybe.
So, thanks so much. I'm thrilled and flattered. So, exactly. So it's wonderful. It's always wonderful to be selected. I appreciate it. So,
Hi, my name is Sarah Riley, and I chose Miss Stover as my educator of influence. She's the main reason why I'm going into the STEM field that I am, and she's just one of the best people I know. So I'm excited to surprise her today. Good morning!
Oh my gosh.
Here are your flowers. I got you a poster. Do you want to take a picture?
Yeah.
My name is Yusuf Mir. I chose Miss Christy Fox as my educator of influence. She has had a big impact on me the last 4 years, and she's helped shape my career path and has helped shape my mindset. So I really want to appreciate her.
Hey, Miss Fox. How are you? Yeah, so I chose you as my educator of influence. You have had a really big impact on me these last 4 years, and you have shaped my career path, and so I'd really like to appreciate you. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Chance Day, and I chose Mr. Jonathan Aviles as my educator of influence. I chose Mr. Aviles because he helped develop my love of music and has been just a great friend over the past 4 years. So let's go surprise him. Mr. Aviles, you are my educator of influence.
How's it going? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're also invited to this.
Hi, my name is Hiba Siddiqui. My educator of influence is Miss Tet. I chose her because she influenced me to like a subject I wasn't quite fond of at the really beginning, and her teaching style is different from all others.
You're amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh my, that's so amazing.
I really enjoyed being in your class, and then you really helped me through English. And thank you for always being there for me.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You blossomed so much, and you just made me so proud. So proud. Not just in this class, but just watching so much as you guys just went on every single year.
Hello, my name is William Hansard, and for my educator of influence, I chose Miss Kathy Friesen. She was my 5th grade reading teacher, and ever since then, I've known her, my family's known her, and she's made a huge impact on my life, just being caring and insightful in a way that really has shaped me to who I've become.
Hey, Miss Friesen.
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
As you can see,
Did you nominate me?
as my teacher of influence, Miss Friesen.
From 5th grade.
From 5th grade. You've been with my family all this time. It felt right.
Well, thank you. I've loved watching you and do all the wonderful things.
Thank you.
You proud of you. Thank you. That is really exciting.
Hi, my name is Minhal Khan, and I chose Mrs. Rogers as my educator of influence. I chose her because she has just influenced me to love math so much, and she's just an all-around great person.
For you too. Okay, this is a surprise.
I chose you.
Oh, thank you.
I chose you as my educator of influence because you just have always been there for me, and you've known me since I was little. Just you don't only know me as a student, but you know me just as like a little kid. So that's why I chose you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Manny.
My name is America Diaz. For my educator of influence, I have chosen Guadalupe Lila. I've known Miss Lila since I was a freshman, and she's always been such a caring and supportive teacher. She treats us just like we're one of her own children, and I just love her so much, and I wanted to show her that she's appreciated as much as she deserves it.
Woo!
chosen you for my educator of influence.
Ay, mija, gracias.
I wish you could be here.
I know, mija. I wish I could be there too. Muchísimas gracias, mija.
You mean so much to me, so I wanted to give this as a surprise to you.
Oh, thank you, mija. Thank you so much. Julie got me again. Thank you so much, mija.
Hi, my name is David Cassidy, and I'm nominating Dana Kerr as my educator of influence. I have had Miss Kerr for now 5 years, and I've had her for 4 different classes, and she has always been there for me. She has always been the best teacher. I have never finished one of her classes with below a 97, and that is not just because of me, but that is just because of her excellent teaching. She has taught me both calculus, or all 3, calculus, algebra, and computer science, and she is the reason I'm pursuing the major I'm pursuing, and I thank all of my high school career and my future to her. Yay! Hi, Miss Kerr. How are you? I got you flowers.
Thank you.
I chose you as my educator of influence. I know you already have the sign in your yard,
Yeah.
so you were aware, but it's official now.
Now I know who though.
Yes, you know
I did
who.
not know who.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So here's your flowers.
Thank you so much.
And I got you Skittles. They weren't dark side. It was the wild berry, so it was kind of lame, but you know. Thank you. Okay, good. So.
My name is Hunter Jones, and my teacher of influence is Miss Free. I met Miss Free my junior year. She was my principles of health science teacher and also my medical terminology teacher. And I chose her because she has become a second mother to me, and I like to consider her my school mom. And she has taught me many different things about life as well as education, and I'm so thankful to have her in my life, and that is why I chose her. Surprise! Finally.
So now you know
Well,
what I'm doing. So now I know what I'm doing. Thank you.
I know I'm bummed out I didn't get to be in front of all your students, but
Well, that would have been perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hi, Sam.
COVID or no COVID, we have to have a hug. Oh, thank you, sweetie.
You're
You
so.
brought me fizzy water. Hi, everybody. Oh, bless your heart. And this is classic. Look so much.
You're welcome.
You're awesome. Thank you very much. I am truly honored.
You deserve this.
I am truly honored. I'm truly speechless, but I'm also truly honored. Yes, sir. Thank you all so much.
My name is Joel Sarmiento, and I chose Mr. Little as my educator of influence just because he's had a huge influence on me over the 4 years, and he had a huge influence on me deciding what major I want to follow in college, and he's the reason I'm wanting to continue music as a career. Hey, Miss Little. Hey, Miss Little. Hey.
What's up?
I'm sure you already know, and I think it was pretty obvious for me, but I chose you as my educator of influence just because of like everything we've been through, and I think you've had a huge influence on what I'm going to do in the future. So.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is that cookie cake?
Oh yeah, let me open it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, I was on a diet till just now. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'll give you a hug.
My name is Abby Lantis, and I chose Mr. Beavers for my educator of influence. He's been one of my band directors for a couple years, and I've just really connected with him, and he's mentored me through a lot of my time here at the high school, and he's really taught me how to build up my confidence as an oboe player and just in general. You've been a huge inspiration to me and been one of my biggest mentors, so I just want to thank you for all. And I brought this for you too. Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
have to share those later.
We'll come by. I'll be here after school. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yeah.
My name is Michael Hill, and my educator of influence is Miss Tracy Miller. She's been my game design team coach for 2 years, and I've had her for both of her animation classes, and her positive attitudes just always made having her classes a real joy. Hey, Miss Miller. So I've selected you as my educator of influence.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that is so nice. Oh my gosh.
Well, you've been my game design coach for 2 years, and you've just always had such a positive attitude, and it just makes being around you a joy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Thank you. And it's been a pleasure being able to help you with your game design, having you in my animation 1 and 2 class. And we're practicing today, right?
Hi, my name is Taha Nazir, and I chose Ms. McManus for my educator of influence. Ms. McManus has always been there to patiently guide me throughout high school and answer any questions or concerns I had. And she also pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and take challenging classes and just make me a better person.
Hello, I'm Paulina, and my my educator of influence is Ms. Tarbeden. I chose her because she was a really good teacher. She was also always enthusiastic, and I always loved going to her class. Hi, Ms. Tarbeden. How are you?
Oh my god! Thank you so much!
No, thank you for being the best teacher.
Oh, you're so sweet! Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited that you have a this today!
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet! Thank you!
My name is Noah Hillis, and my educator of influence was Mr. Danny Eubanks. So I choose Mr. Eubanks because he helped me turn into a responsible student. Before his class, I was pretty irresponsible, and I would wait till the last minute. But after I realized that I have to do a bit more work to get where I want to be, and he helped make that connection in my head and helped me become a better student. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. There's a lot of people in here.
Yeah, we're missing some. I will.
Hi, Diego.
I know it.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
putting that together, and this was so much fun. Being here with you guys and putting that video together, and it will be on our website and on our Facebook page, so you'll be able to go back and access that and watch that again at a later time. So at this time, we have asked our students to read a brief statement describing the impact that their teacher has had on their educational experience. We asked our educators to respond to the students' remarks. And so they'll be coming to the podium to do that. Each student will receive a certificate and a medal that they will wear tonight. They will wear graduation that will distinguish them as one of the top 20 graduating seniors, a Panther of prestige. And our educators tonight will also receive a gift from the foundation. So at this time, if you'll please welcome to the podium Christopher Acker and his educator of influence, Shelley Tatum.
Dear Ms. Tatum, you're one of the nicest teachers
I ever had, and you looked out for us. Because of you, I learned how to understand Shakespeare, pushed through the most difficult school year, and expanded my understanding to become a better person. Through literature, I will continue to expand my knowledge and understanding because you taught me how to interpret those lessons in literature. I always look forward to your class because you're so positive and kind. You should know how much I appreciate you and how much you inspire me. You deserve the recognition of Educator of Influence.
There was only one catch, and that was catch 22, which specified that displaying one's outrage in response to injustice or abuse of power was not in the process of the modern cynical mind. Anyone who was outraged by the abusive indifference to human life put on display by the military commanders in the novel Catch 22 was therefore sadly not a cynic. One might agree that the outrage was justified. After all, while there are truly few transgressions more heinous than using and abusing others for one's personal gain, displaying outrage without inhibition makes the stoic, the cynic, and the merely indifferent profoundly uncomfortable. Certainly feeling disgust and anger in the face of the abuse of power is sane and rational, but to show it is simply too much for the 21st century high school classroom. Or at least those were the feelings that came to my mind the day that Chris arrived in a state of righteous indignation about the indifference and self-aggrandizement on display in the novel Catch 22. For those of you who are not familiar with the story, the commanding officers in the novel consistently put their bomber crews' lives at risk in order to generate the news stories that will get them on the cover of the Saturday Evening Post. Yes, I did have to stop and explain to my students what the Saturday Evening Post was. And yes, then I had to explain what a magazine was. Nonetheless, as a stoic and a card-carrying cynic myself, who has read the book many, many, many times, I was long past any such outrage in response to the behavior of fictional characters, and frankly found Chris's palpable anger to be endearing and maybe a little intense. Until I stopped and listened to him. Until I stopped and thought about it. And after doing those two things, I began to wonder why I was not indignant, not as outraged, not as angry. When did I stop feeling those things? Why did I stop? I realized then that I was failing to teach the literature I had so carefully chosen. By focusing on the dry analysis of the writer's craft, I was robbing these carefully chosen works of their true impact, their ability to provoke growth and change and mindset and maybe even values. So tonight, I want to sincerely thank Chris for being the trigger that led me to check on my own moral compass. Chris's innate kindness, his belief in the duty that we all share for each other's basic well-being, and his willingness to feel and to express contempt for those who exploit and risk others for their own advantage inspired me to get in touch with and to be willing to express those feelings myself instead of hiding behind hip stoicism and disconnected emotions like the cool kids. I was reminded by Chris of one of literature's truest and surest values, its unique ability to provoke genuine human emotion in reaction to the banal evil that we tolerate daily, because to react would be to make oneself vulnerable to being smirked at by the mainstream cynic and the cultivated stoic. So, thank you, Chris. I'm a better person and a better teacher because of the lessons taught me that day, and I won't forget it, I promise. I will embrace it and do my best to provoke in my future students not only the feelings of outrage, indignation, but also joy and awe and love. Some catch that catch-22. It's the best there is. And so are you, Chris. And I thank you.
Next, we'll welcome Cade Carr and his educator of influence, Thomas Hungerberg.
Mr. Hungerford, this school year, or half year I should say, was one I was not excited about due to the whole COVID-19 situation. But then I met you. You managed to make every day of Zoom meetings and a computer screen in front of me a lot more interesting and something I could look forward to whenever the time for your class came around. Not only did you further my interest in computer science, but you broadened the horizon for me as to what a computer is truly capable of doing. Without you, my senior year would have been a lot more dull than what it was. I sincerely thank you for that.
Well, Kate surprised me when he came to get me, and I think it showed us in the video, but Kate showed me several things this year. He, of course, showed me his scholarship, his ability to work hard, to solve complex problems, all the things that make a good computer scientist. He also showed me through his perseverance and his good humor despite the situation that he has a good heart. And I think that the combination of those will give him success no matter where he goes. No matter where he goes in life, no matter where he goes to college, no matter what he does. And so, Kate, I want to say I'm deeply honored to have been chosen as your educator of influence. And I guess I have to say I'm a little proud that despite all of the technical glitches we had with Zoom and me being muted half the time, that some good stuff got done. I can't claim credit for all of those. I had the good luck to run into the man who taught me computer science just a few days ago, and I was reminded of the impact he had on me. And if I can give you any advice, you have all the tools that you need to succeed. Just go forward and do good in the world, and you've got this.
Next, we welcome David Cassidy and his educator of influence, Dana Kerr.
Dear Ms. Kerr, it's not enough to say thank you for being my teacher. You have a unique way of making the learning environment exciting, and you teach in a way that makes the most difficult subjects easy to understand. Example, calculus. My word. Your teaching and guidance throughout the years has inspired me to choose my career path. You have taught me the foundations of variable math, as well as the foundations of computer science, both of which I can plan to continue into college. But you've been more than just a teacher. You were there for me in my times of need. You were the teacher that I would come to when I needed someone to talk to, and you would always offer advice that allowed me to push through the day. You are brilliant, charismatic, and caring, and it has been my honor to be one of your students for the past 5 years.
Not very tall. First of all, I just want to say it's an honor to be here tonight, and congratulations
congratulations to all 20 of you. I've managed to teach all of you at least once. That's pretty awesome. And that's a testament to you. David, as he said, I've taught several times, and the one word that keeps coming to mind when I think about him is comfortable. And that may seem like an odd word to describe somebody, but he's comfortable all the time. He's comfortable in any situation, comfortable enough to take his shoes off wherever he may be. He's confident in himself. He, may be the only student in class using wooden pencils instead of mechanical, but there's a reason for that, and I've learned, and I've actually used them myself too. But David's just been a great student, and he's always pushed through any difficulties. He's not afraid to ask questions. He cares about his peers. He cares about his family. He wants to do well, and I know he will. And I wish you the best.
Next, we welcome Chance Day and his educator of influence, Jonathan Avinius.
Dear Mr. Aviles, when I first met you, I thought you were a student. But little did I know how much influence this supposed student would have on me. First off, you're a great music educator and such a great person to talk to. I always enjoy our conversations, no matter if they're about football, go Lions, or just life experiences in general. You are very relaxed and always make me feel welcome. At times, it feels like I'm interacting with a friend rather than a teacher. That's definitely not meant in any negative way, though, because you're still an incredible teacher. Finally, I want to personally thank you for the wonderful experiences you provided me over the past 4 years, and I'm forever grateful for our relationship.
I wrote it down so I didn't cry. All I have to do is read. So there's 4 things that I know I can tell you off the top of my head that I love. Number 1, my dog. She's the best. Number 2, music. Number 3, building relationships with students. And number 4, sports, especially football. Chance covers 3 of those things, so 3 out of the 4 is pretty good. 4 years ago, I met this young trombone player as he came into the doors of LHS. To begin what would be a very successful career here. He received a lot of accolades and very quietly and humbly, I should add, gained a lot of success. There's nobody else that understood my love for sports like Chance did. We always got to talking about his Detroit Lions and how awful they were, and how awful my Houston Texans still are. You'd think we would learn and go ahead and become Kansas City Chiefs fans. There would be a lot less heartbreak. But there's one thing we can both agree on. At least we're not Dallas Cowboys fans. Sorry. Love you guys. Y'all are great. Your moms love you. We had continuous conversations about NFL prospects and how this is our year to get them and go to the Super Bowl. Still hasn't happened, but we can hope. One thing's for sure, this is your year, Chance. BYU is lucky to have you. I can't wait to hear about all the successes you will have, and I'll be rooting you on from the sidelines the whole way. Lastly, I want to give you this custom shirt so you can always think back to your graduation year, and you know how much y'all had to go through, all of you guys, to get to this point. So, it's a Detroit Lions shirt.
Next, we welcome America Diaz and her educator of influence, Guadalupe Lila.
Dear Ms. Leela, firstly, I want to thank you immensely, and I believe that there is no one more deserving of this honor than you. Ms. Leela, you are an incredible, gifted teacher who, in the time since I have first had your class, have shown that you care a lot about your students, as if they were your own children. Your constant effort to give your students a successful future has not only impacted me, but many others as well. Thank you for constantly pushing and encouraging us every day in class. Your expectations have helped me strive to become not only a better person, not only a better student, but a better person as well. Being in your class felt like a second home, and although I was incredibly sad to have not been able to finish out the last year with you, you gave all your effort to help me prepare for my Spanish AP exam, and even gave me advice for my drill team officer tryouts. Thank you, Ms. Leela. I want to thank you for the lessons, advice, and even the scoldings, because they have all helped me grow into the person I am today. Ms. Leela, your guidance and dedication to your students is admirable, and I am incredibly grateful to have gotten the chance to be your student. I will forever keep your words and the experiences you have provided me with. I hope that you keep impacting others as strongly as you have impacted me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. A Spanish 3 to 5 teacher here at Lufkin High School, and man, what an honor is to be chosen by one of your top students, in this case, America. If you would please allow me, I want to thank America's mother. Señora, quiero darle las gracias por estar apoyando a América desde su casa y agradecerle el que me haya permitido ser parte de la vida de ella. Thank you, America, for allowing me to be part of this moment, to recognize all of what you have done and accomplished. Not only, let me tell you, not only is America a great student, but she's also one of the many students I have taught who has that urgency to do great things in her life. She has excelled academically without a doubt, and I could not be more proud of her than I'm already am. The determination and drive she has for her studies does not allow anyone to doubt that she will meet all the goals in life that she has set for herself. I am very proud of you, America, and I cannot wait to see all what you will accomplish in the future. And I love you just like I love all my other students. And I want to congratulate all of you because I had many of you in my class. Thank you.
Next, we welcome Nathaniel Eubanks and his educator of influence, Jennifer Powell.
Miss Powell, English used to be my least favorite subject, but I greatly enjoyed your class. I never paid much attention to analyzing literature, and however you made it enjoyable, and I actually had a lot of fun doing it. I even started analyzing the books and series that I read myself for fun, and it made me really appreciate those series that much more. I remember going to your class during 5th period all the time to skip my class at that time, and I would always talk to you about all the series that I read, and you actually kept encouraging me to do this more because it seemed like I enjoyed it, and I really did enjoy it. It's since become a really avid hobby of mine. There's a lot more things that I would like to thank you for, but my time here is limited, so instead I'm just going to say thank you.
I first want to give a huge thanks to the Education Foundation for hosting this event and honoring these amazing students. I've had the privilege of teaching many of them, and trust me, as you well know, their recognition is well deserved. What an exceptional group of young men and women. In March of 2020, as COVID dictated our lives as well as the school year, Nate, along with others, was quickly thrust into what would clearly be one of the more challenging and confusing times in his academic life. I worried and wondered about what it must be like for the students to have to quickly confront so many unanswered questions. and not to mention upcoming AP exams that would still be taking place. But he did exactly what I thought he would do. He was calm, cool, and collected, much more than I was, and he handled it with focus, determination, and success. None of that behavior surprised me, though. Over the years, I have seen him mature from a little boy visiting his dad's classroom to a confident, well-rounded young man. He has that rare recipe of amazing talents, coupled with humbleness, kindness, and a wicked sense of humor, which will serve him well as he makes his trek to the University of Texas in Austin. I could go on and on forever talking about how talented and deserving Nate is, but I want to end by acknowledging his amazing parents. You have raised an incredible young man, and I am so proud that I get to share in this experience. Thanks again to the Education Foundation, and congratulations to the top 20 students at Lufkin High School.
And now we welcome William Henser and his educator of influence, Kathy Friesen.
Dear Ms. Friesen, over the many years that I've been in school, there's only been a handful of teachers that have truly impacted me. And whether they made lessons fun, interesting, or they made me understand the subject, there's only a couple that truly did that in a way that's shaped my person. And as I write this letter, as I speak to you, 7 years later after having you as a teacher, I know that you've been that one teacher to truly impact me. You've known my family, you've known me. I know you had my brother almost 4 years after, but during all of that, you've been there for us. You've helped all of your struggling students succeed. I was one such many years ago, and over all that time, you've been compassionate, caring, and truly a wonderful teacher. Thank you.
I was so fortunate to teach William at Brandon in the 5th grade. Was also fortunate to have, I think, about 14 of you in the top 20 pass through my classroom. I knew that William would be a success. There was no question about it. He's smart, he's funny, he's happy. He came in every morning with a smile on his face. He left every day with a smile on his face. And in between, he was always talking. He knew how to use his smarts, his brain, to be successful. And it was no surprise that he was in the top 20. However, I was surprised that he became such an accomplished musician, which is also a wonderful surprise. He's really just a very exceptional young man, and I was so fortunate to be his teacher. In the 5th grade, we had a yearbook that Ms. Walker, who's in the audience, did every year. And she took a class picture of us, and she asked the teachers to write a caption underneath the picture. Well, in a moment, I don't know what I was thinking, but I decided to let my students write their own caption. Now, this is a somewhat dangerous thing to do with a 5th grade class, because I thought perhaps we would get more recess, better food. Please don't make us read Johnny Tremaine, or some comment about what was going on in the 5th grade. However, I was quite surprised the next day when they gave me a little note card, and this is what they had written. Some of you may remember. It says, and I have the yearbook to prove it, it says, "We are like a flock of birds, all unique and special, who are striving to do our best and succeed." Congratulations, Will. You are unique. You have done your best, and you are very successful, as are all of these students. Thank you.
next we welcome Michael Hill and his educator of influence, Tracy Miller.
I've never had a more encouraging or supportive teacher, and I couldn't have ever imagined having one. Your coaching for the Skills USA team couldn't have been a more positive environment to succeed, and you've always been there to help us with anything you could along the way. The animation classes I've had with you have allowed me to express my creativity in ways that no other class I've ever had could, and your demeanor and care for all of us students is apparent in everything you do. Thank you for helping me be myself, Ms. Miller.
First, I'd like to say thank you so much, Mikey. From the bottom of my heart, I really do recognize that this is an honor to be here, and I'm so surprised when he chose me, because he could have chosen any teacher, and he chose me. When I met Mikey, we were in Animation 1. He was in my Animation 1 class and my Animation 2 class. And you know, just simply the class animation, you have to be creative. But Mikey would always go above and beyond what I asked him to do. He was just an outstanding student. I loved having him in my class. He's so smart. One time, I don't know if you remember this, but we had some students in there and they were in this really heavy debate. I forgot what the topic was. But when I was listening to Mikey's side of his opinion about it, it really made me so proud because he is such a good person. You know what I mean? I mean, not just a student, but his morals are just outstanding, and I just love him to death. And yes, we are in Skills. He's my student competitor in Skills USA. He got first place at state, and we're going to go. And he's working on nationals in June. I'm just so proud of him. Y'all, you should see the game he made. That's the competition. He created this game. It's amazing. It really is. And I told him, I said, look, if you want to market this game, I'll put in some money. I'll make an investment because it's that good. Really. And I'm so proud. And I know that he's going to be very successful in anything and everything that he does. I hope he keeps in touch, and I wish him the best.
Next, we welcome Noah Hillis and his educator of influence, Danny Eubanks.
I've been fortunate to know you since I was 3 years old, and ever since then you've been teaching me. First, you were my parents, colleague, and friend, and then you became my friend and educator in your class. You taught me how to be the best student I can be, and to open my mind to new ideas and perspectives. Pushed me to always try to do better than before and be honest. You have taught me some of the most obscure knowledge that I still hold on to this day, and it's that wealth of knowledge that I gained from you that has made you such an influence in my life. If I ever needed support in my studies, you were always helpful and open-minded. Because of how engaging and interesting you made the subject of history, you've inspired me to become a history teacher as my second career, and I can only hope to be as good as a teacher as you. I humbly thank you because I would never be the person I am today without your teaching, guidance, and friendship.
He's wrong about one thing. The first time we met wasn't 3. It was about a year and a half. We were at John Mitchell's house for one of those Friday night English department parties. And Noah, dressed only in diapers. Along with my kid, only in diapers. Never met each other before. John had a glass coffee table. And both of them, nights getting late, they're getting a little cranky, but both of them, without saying a word to each other, stood up, walked over, got on the same side of it, looked at each other, and flipped. And thankfully, and I really thank God for it. It didn't break, we still had a job, it was great. But I have known Noah since that time through Cub Scouts, spending the night over at my house, visiting Nate, having taken him trips. And I gotta tell you, he is just a great kid. The fact that he has been in robotics and computer science tells us that, he's going to A&M for engineering, mechanical engineering degree. The fact that he is joining the Corps because he wants to do great things for our country by going into the Navy after graduating from A&M makes me proud as the son of a retired Master Chief. I can't tell you how proud I am. But one of the things that I will remember most was last year at homecoming, when we had football games and we got to go to them. We're there, and Noah comes up, sits down beside me, and we have a game-long discussion about World War II. And that was the highlight of the game for me, because homecoming's just sorry. I got a boy, no girls, it's okay. But Noah has been a joy to teach, and I gotta tell you, he's a great kid. He's gonna be a great guy. He's gonna do great things for himself and our country. And Michael and Allison, you raised a great kid. You should be very, very proud. Thank you.
Next, we welcome Hunter Jones and his educator of influence, Jennifer Free.
Dear Ms. Free, although my first time meeting you was the spring semester of my junior year, you have made a tremendous impact on my education and personal life in such a short amount of time. I heard from many of my friends that you were an excellent teacher, and I was beyond excited to join your class. Little did I know that you would come to be an individual that I can rely on both inside and outside of the classroom. You have become like a second mother to me, and I appreciate everything you have done and continue to do.
I've been trying to think of something inspirational to say after you finished tonight, and it really didn't make sense. From day one, when you stepped into my class, we've always kept things real. No hidden agendas. I honestly think that's why we got along so well. Our conversations have covered topics like family, school, basketball, baseball, life goals, and even advice. You are the best listener and advice giver next to my mom, LOL. I was hoping you laughed at that. I told my husband you're the only one who thought my jokes were funny in class. On a serious note, but still keeping it real, I want you to know you are a truly phenomenal young man and an exceptional student. It is students like you who make teaching easy, yet challenging. So thank you. I'm sorry. You inspire me to be a better teacher. So thank you, Hunter. Thank you for being you. Thank you for letting me be your school mom and giving me the honor to be your educator of influence. I will always remember this. I am so proud of you and look forward to watching your journey after high school. Remember, God is greater than your ups and downs. I love you, kid.
Next, we welcome Minhal Khan and her educator of influence, Latessa Rogers.
Dear Mrs. Rogers, if I had not had you as a teacher, I would not be where I am today.
I still remember seeing your name on my schedule and the joy it brought me to have you as a teacher. There was never a dull moment in your class with all the jokes that we made. You taught me to persevere through tough times, but also to never overburden myself. My family and I are forever grateful for your dedication. I am sad to leave this chapter of my life, but I will always keep the things you taught me close to my heart.
As a teacher, I just want everybody in the audience to know that all of the educators of influence are super nervous to talk in front of parents, even though we do this every day in front of your kids. But I'm so honored to be here as Minho's educator of influence. She has influenced me as so many of my kids have, but I've never had a student cry because they wanted work. Now, this was when she was 7, but she did cry because she wanted me to bring her work, and I saw that once she was a student in my classroom. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Kahn for allowing me into your house to be there with all of your children. They are beautiful children. They are brilliant children. I must say I'm a little biased, and Minnie is my favorite. I am so excited for her. I'm excited for all of you. I know that you guys in this crazy world are going to do great things. That's what we expect from you. That's why you're here as the top 20. But I'm going to focus in on Minnie because I know she's going to do the best of everybody. But thank you so much, Minnie. This is really, really an honor. It's always great to know that you have made an impact on a student and to let them know that they actually have made an impact on you too.
Next, we have Abigail Lantis and her educator of influence, Brandon Beavers.
Mr. Beavers, enjoyment from your company is nothing hard to come by, but I want to thank you for your guidance and encouragement on my playing abilities, leadership skills, and personal interests these past 3 years. Something I pride myself on is the ability to understand others, and I know that you also take the time to understand your students and teach them in the best way possible. You have taught me organizational skills through Uniform Crew, developed my confidence as a leader, and even recommended a couple good Netflix shows. But most importantly, you showed me how to be myself and embrace the strengths I already have, and for that, I'm forever grateful.
All right, well, 3 years ago, I started here at Lufkin High School, and we had finished up marching practice outside, and it was really hot. I was sweating. I wasn't in a good mood. I was ready to be in my office. And then someone came to my door, I won't name any names, and said, oh yeah, you're in charge of uniform checkout, and that's tomorrow. Good luck. But they also said, don't worry about it, because you've got a group of kids that's going to help you with that. And Abby Lantis was one of those kids. And I tell you, her leadership in that is what made Uniform Crew what it was. And there were many times that I didn't have to say a word, and she came to my office and said, hey, uniforms have to go to the cleaners next week. Yeah, I knew that. And she took the initiative to get it done and let everyone know what needed to happen. And so from that moment, I knew there was something special about Abby. And the growth that I've seen from her in the last 3 years has been spectacular in her oboe playing, in her leadership skills, to her being drum major this past year. She's just an amazing young woman. And I want to leave you with this quote that I have in my office. It's from Miss Rita Pearson. And just remember this as you move to Austin to start the next chapter of your life. I am somebody. I was somebody when I came. I'll be a better somebody when I leave. I am powerful and I am strong. And I deserve the education that I get here. I have things to do, people to impress, and places to go. Abby, there's no doubt in my mind that you will impress everyone that you meet, and you will accomplish all the goals that you have set for yourself. And it has been an honor to be your teacher these last few years. And, you know, they say teachers will do anything for their students, and though this might be painful for me as a lumberjack, hook 'em horns.
Our next student is Yusuf Mayer and his educator of influence, Christy Fox.
Dear Ms. Fox, I appreciate everything you have aided me with throughout my high school journey. Not only were you a great AP biology teacher who incorporated interesting activities into the course, but you have been a mentor and a friend to me as well. Anytime I am having a bad day or am in need, you are always the first person I talk to, and I feel better every time because of your words of encouragement and advice. You have helped me grow as a person and have had a great impact on my mindset and mentality. Lastly, you are a major reason as to why I have continued to further my passion and education in the medical field. Through your guidance, I have chosen a suitable college major and have solidified my career choice. I cannot thank you enough for all the ways you have helped me and supported me. Ms. Fox, you, as well as all of the teachers present here today, are the reason that students like us are able to excel and be successful. And for that, I thank you.
Yusuf, thank you so much for your kind words. From the deepest depths of my heart, I can't tell you how honored it has been not only to be your teacher, but also your educator of influence. You know, through the year with the pandemic, it's been very challenging, but you have persevered and came out on top. Yusuf, I'm so proud of you. And our fun-filled conversations that we have. I'm going to miss seeing your face pop up into the classroom with whatever you have going on to bring a smile to my face. It has been an honor over the last 4 years to have you in my life, and I appreciate that, Yusuf. I have no doubt that you're going to do amazing things, and I look forward to the day that you have the doctor in front of your name. I look forward to it. And to the Mir family, thank you all so much for sharing Yusuf with us for the past 4 years.
It's been a true honor. And lastly, academics is not going to be the same without you, Yusuf. Neither will Chuck E. Cheese for the rest of my life. Thank you. Please welcome Taha Nazir and his educator of influence, Julie McManus.
Imagine you're in the deep, dark woods. You're lost and you have no idea where you're headed. However, you find a person with a map and a flashlight to get you out. That person is Miss McManus. Miss McManus, you have always been there for me throughout high school, patiently guiding me and answering any questions or concerns I had. Your frequent advice and counseling have pushed me to challenge myself to take difficult classes and get out of my comfort zone. My high school experience would not have been fruitful without your care and support. Thank you.
Just before I speak with Taha, congratulations to all of you. I know the hard work it takes to get to where you're sitting, so congratulations. Taha, it has been an absolute honor to be chosen as your educator of influence. We have some amazing teachers throughout the district and on campus, and to be chosen, I'm truly honored. From the time I met Taha as actually Menor's little brother, just what he has displayed in his maturity and how he has grown has just been great to witness. When I think about Taha, I think about kindness and his drive, and I'm just so proud of his accomplishments. So thank you again, Taha. To the Nazir family, it's been a great 12 years with all of your students, your children, your kids. So thank you to the Nazir family for sharing your kids with us at Lufkin ISD. Thank you, Taha.
Next, we will welcome Sarah Riley and her educator of influence, Jennifer Stover.
Good evening. Ms. Stover, you've always been one of the most influential people in my life. Your passion for teaching and the world around you is truly inspiring. Every day brings something new to the table. You challenge us, support us, and honestly, your class is what I look forward to. If I didn't have you in my life, I probably wouldn't have the experiences that led me to the path that I'm on. You've taught me so much, and I have so many wonderful memories with you. You're the greatest teacher I've ever had, and I am definitely going to miss you.
All right, well, Sarah, thank you so much. And thank you for allowing me to stand on a stage with all of these great kids, because I've gotten the opportunity and the privilege to teach so many. And they're the reason why I come to work every day, because these are wonderful, wonderful people. And they are going to really go far. And they're going to be the ones that change the world. I mean, they are amazing. Thank you, all of you two, for making my life each day and getting to spend that with you that much better. So, and Sarah, I have known you, I was thinking about it for so long. So I remember you when you were little bitty and your mom was bringing you to the Museum of East Texas for art camp. I remember seeing you at Zoo Safari year after year. I remember how excited I was when I found out you were going to be in my class in 7th grade as part of our STEM program. And I had just gotten an aquarium, a saltwater aquarium. And for those of you that have ever had anything like that, you know how much work it is, and any kind of help you can get, you really appreciate. And I knew that Sarah was going to be my go-to girl for that. And so I'm so excited that you were able to help me with that and help take care of all the little critters. And you know, coming back to Lufkin and getting to have you in my class this year through STEM, through environmental science, it has just been wonderful. You worked so hard, and you are so tenacious. And I love some of the debates that we had in class, and being able to see that fiery spirit that you have. And it is so much fun, and you have just made it wonderful. And so I thank you very, very much for that. And I cannot wait to see what you do as a CAE. Like, I am ready to go to Galveston and see all the amazing things that she does at A&M Galveston. So, thank you very much, Sarah.
Please welcome Paulina Rios and her educator of influence, Christine Tarbutton.
Dear Ms. Tarbutton, I want to thank you for being one of the best teachers ever. I was lucky enough to have you twice, and both times I loved your class because of your passion and enthusiasm when you teach, which made history fun and interesting. You are also very comforting, easy to talk to, and helpful during tough times. I look forward to your class all the times during my sophomore and junior year, and I'm sure many past and current students do too. Thank you for everything.
Like Paulina said, I was privileged
twice, though last year got cut off halfway through because of COVID. And I think it was a struggle for a lot of us, and I think it was really a struggle for her. But I was so proud of how, through all the challenges that came that year and this year, she knew what was best for her, and she worked hard to overcome and to do so well. And I'm so proud of where she's gotten. She was always one of the hardest working students I had, but always had a smile on her face. So I know she will do great things. Just have courage, be kind, I know you will, and you will do wonderful in whatever it is that you choose to do.
Our next student is Joel Sarmiento and his educator of influence, George Little.
Dear Mr. Little, for as long as I've known you, I have aspired to be like you. From the beginning, your style of musical teaching, life lessons, desire to always do what's best for our band program, and your leadership have resonated with me. Being a part of the student leadership team for 4 years under your direction has been the biggest factor in my development as a leader, which is something that will carry on with me not only in my musical journey, but my life outside of music as well. You have also had just as much of an impact on my musical abilities. I would not be the musician I am today if it weren't for your belief in me from the very beginning and your continuous support. The moment I will always remember as kickstarting my music education journey is when you told me you need to be a band member. It meant more to me coming from you than it had from anybody else. Being a drum major has been the highlight of my senior year, and I want to thank you for your leadership and guidance in making it the most safe and exciting it can be. I know that you will continue to influence students in a similar way and teach important life lessons that are not just exclusive to band. So again, thank you for all you've done for myself and the band program.
You often wonder as a teacher if you're getting through to your students and if they really hear you. And then when one walks in with a cookie cake that's for you, you know there's hope for the future. So, Joel, thank you for reinstilling my hope in your generation. I'm just joking there. Joel is an outstanding young man, has a tremendous work ethic, practices. I'm not surprised he's in the top 20, but I don't know how he's graduating because I think he's been in the band hall all day, every day for the last month, practicing his euphonium. Don't tell Mr. Boyd. But just practices so hard and works so hard. He's an excellent teacher. I never tell students you should be a band director because I don't want to put that kind of pressure on someone if that's not what they want to do. But when Joel taught this year as a drum major and as a euphonium baritone section leader, he was a natural. I just felt led to say it, and I look forward to him being a colleague one day. One of my favorite things about music is that it's the only thing that makes me smile in the way that it does when it's a super outstanding experience. I first experienced this myself when I was in high school, my junior year when I was in the all-state band. And I went to a little bitty high school, and the music that I heard in the room, I could not play my instrument. All I could do was smile because it captured me. And I kept my instrument up so I didn't get in trouble. But I knew at that moment that music had to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And Joel, I don't know that you know this, but he asked me if he could play a solo that is too hard to be played by a high school kid. And I said, yeah, sure, if you can play it, thinking he'll never be able to play it well enough for me to say yes. And then the first time I listened to it, that smile came back that I had my junior year in high school because he was just tearing it up. It was so good. And I was sitting there listening to him, and he was just deep into his playing, and I just couldn't stop smiling. And there's been a few other times that he's done that to me this year. And so for Joel, the thank you that I have is reminding me of the joy that is music, that captured me, that brought me into this profession. I have no doubt you're going to bring that to many other students as you progress. So Joel, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for who you are. And I'm going to miss you, but wish you luck. And you're going to be an outstanding band director one day. So thank you very much.
Next, we welcome Eva Siddiqui and her educator of influence, Savannah Tutt.
Dear Ms. Tutt, I find it extremely ironic that you are one of my favorite teachers, considering that English is my least favorite subject. I remember that I used to look forward to your class every single day. I also remember reading poetry and short stories in your class that I would have never enjoyed or understood if you weren't the teacher. And I will never forget all those times you went an extra mile for all your students. I would like to take this moment to thank you and remind you of what a wonderful teacher you are.
As an educator, one finds it imperative to use their knowledge and passion for their content to inspire the younger generation and guide them towards self-discovery. It isn't until the first day of class, where you have numerous bright faces glaring at you, that you begin to ponder the realistic attributes of your educational philosophy, along with the wondering curiosity that these same bright faces can smell fear. Despite the possibility of my lessons engulfing in flames, literature began soaring throughout the atmosphere of the classroom. You embraced every task that I gave on daily adventures, conquering each activity beyond any expectation that I had. Since that first day of school, when you walked into my classroom, you ceased to amaze me with your creative and unique abilities. Despite the numerous discussions in class concerning the unfortunate experiences of the world, you were able to explore beneath the surface and discover the raw beauty of life. This exploration and identification, above all, was more than I could have ever imagined when teaching. Although this recognition was to thank me for being influential to you, I would like to say thank you for embracing the learning environment in the classroom, allowing me to grow and become the educator that I truly always wanted to be. I have also been blessed with teaching many of the top 20 students, who I would also like to thank for all the memories through reflections, drawings, and cherished photographs. Once a lamb, always a lamb. As you venture off into the world, conquering new adventures, I cannot wait to see what your verse will be that you contribute to the world.
And now we welcome Morgan Wagnon and her educator of influence, David Willis.
Ever since 11th grade, you've cared for me like I was your own kid. When you could tell I was having an off day, you wouldn't hesitate to try and help. You've shown me nothing but compassion and respect, always been patient with me, joked around with me, and most importantly, been an extraordinary teacher. You're a teacher I'll never forget. I'll never forget the life lessons you taught us in adulting, all of the knowledge you've given me, or how much you've helped me. Thank you for giving me the honor and giving me this.
Morgan, ever since you entered my physics pre-AP classroom and again in AP chemistry, you've brought two qualities into whatever room you entered, curiosity and passion. Whatever we were talking about or whatever the subject drifted and rabbit trailed to, you were curious about it, and no matter what the topic, you were going to engage it with energy and zeal. Even if you were explaining why you had no passion for a subject, you You did that with passion. Projectile motion, ramen noodles, conservation of energy, cats, how to calculate oxidation numbers, how to properly email a professor. You were ready to hear, and usually had a strong opinion to share as well. But you never let your opinion be the foremost thing in your mind. You were always ready to learn. And you learned lessons that apply to science as well as to life. It's okay to fail, just always fail forward. Use evidence to support your claims and ideas. Don't turn the heat too high or you'll catch your filter paper on fire. That would really make it just be science. And clean up after yourself, don't leave a mess. Morgan, I do not know what your score will be on the AP chemistry exam that you recently took. I can talk about that. But I hereby award you a 5 for AP Adulting 1, and I look forward to hearing about your successes in the follow-up courses.
And now we welcome Mia Zuniga and her educator of influence, Susie Youngman.
Dear Miss Youngman, although I never got the chance to have you as a teacher, I am thankful I have you as a mentor. I came to this school during a difficult time in my life, and your kind, caring, and thoughtful personality made it easy for me to come to you with anything. Whether it be for the STEM project or my personal life, you have been there for me. Thank you for the opportunities and guidance you have given me through my high school years. You have helped me achieve my goals and have encouraged me more than you have realized. I appreciate you.
Mia, I am so honored and humbled that you chose me to be your educator of influence. This award is one that I will cherish forever. I met Mia 4 years ago when she transferred to Lufkin High School in Katy. I knew then that Mia was something special. She is a genuine, dedicated student that lights up a room with her smile. I continue to be amazed by what you have accomplished each and every year of high school. You demonstrate resilience, determination, hard work, and commitment daily in everything you do. I'm going to miss our weekly chats in my office, where we discussed current events, college, fashion, and friendships. We also share a few secrets. A little piece of my heart will be moving to Austin in the fall. Watch out, UT. Mia's coming your way, ready to take on a new challenge. There is no doubt that you will go far in your educational endeavors and will one day graduate as a doctor in veterinary medicine. I'm going to miss you, Mia.
Please join me in giving our 2021 Panthers of Prestige another big round of applause. What a phenomenal night. At this time, we want to recognize the woman who is truly invested in education, our superintendent, Ms. Lynn Torres.
Thank you. This front row down here was a little worried about whether or not I could make it up the stairs and who was going to be assigned to push me the rest of the way up, but gratefully they didn't have to do that. Danny, thank you for resurrecting a little bit of John Mitchell tonight. I'm not sure Noah and Nate appreciate the visual image of them in their diapers flipping a table, but if parents can embarrass their children, what good is it, you know? Thank you, parents and family, and my particularly favorite group. I never get to a microphone without thanking the grandparents, since I'm the grandma of Lufkin ISD. I want to thank you all for your support of these students and the Lufkin Education Foundation. We are grateful to have been able to have a live event this year. It wasn't a banquet, but I think we did pretty well. It was a good idea. At the beginning of the year, when I said there's probably not going to be anything other than virtually like we did last year, we were a little disappointed, and we lived through it and were able to have a live event. These students represent our best. Our staff is amazing and very deserving of their recognition as well. Being able to do this is just another sign of our return to normal. We will continue to recognize these students in the week to come. There's a little bit of an event on Friday evening. That'll be a great celebration when they walk the stage at graduation. And as I told y'all last night at the scholarship reception, we're going to rate it out. I mean, if there's rain, we're going to wipe down seats at 6:30 because I'm determined to be in the stadium, and I hope you are too. So hopefully we won't get wet. These events and the honoring of students make me more than ever Lufkin proud. So thank you. They know it, but it's just the way it is. It's a great time to be a Lufkin Panther.
It's been a thrill to be here tonight. It's kind of an emotional night. You get to see these extraordinary people and these extraordinary teachers. And before I close, I do want to say something to the teachers. When I was a student, a long time ago, we did not recognize educators of influence. That didn't mean we didn't have them. Mine was Claudette Brown at Nacogdoches High School. And to this day, I keep in touch with her. She taught me to think and to reason, and never to tell her what was in the book, but to tell her why somebody made a decision they did. And she instilled in me a desire for lifelong learning, and that has made an extraordinary difference in my life. And I saw it in every one of you here tonight. And I know because of that love for learning, you will go far, not just professionally, but personally. So I'm going to say something that teachers often said to me, and that was pay attention. Teachers, pay attention. I have thought about Claudette Brown every day for 40 years. Every day. That's what she meant to me. And these students will be thinking about you in 40 years. So when you wonder sometimes if you're making a difference, leave here tonight knowing that you are. And that difference is immeasurable. We do have some members of the foundation. We all couldn't be here tonight. We were trying to keep the numbers down. But if you're a member of the Lufkin Education Foundation, would you please stand? And Chris is back there in the booth, if you didn't see him. He did all these wonderful videos, Chris Flanagan. These folks work hard all year long to build up the resources of the foundation so that we can award grants, recognize students, and other things, give first-year teacher grants. We're hoping so much for a year, this coming year, where we can all be together again, and we can award more grants and go back to giving at the level we were able to before. Thank you for your support of the foundation. Thank you for being with us tonight. It has been an honor for all of us to be here, and with that, I bid you good night.